Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Last Caretaker, another tips and tricks video, because we have a lot more tips and tricks to give after everything that they added to the game. And let's start from everything that covers the gyro. This thing is better than your ship if you're at the end game, because this little thing can connect to almost any surface, including the seeds that you get from Prometheus, from any kind of seed reservoir. So you can basically just fly with this, go grab a seed with these, bring it back, drop it at Lazarus, and then put it inside a Lazarus pod, which is one of these. Yes, you can bring the seeds alone and then put them in Lazarus, like inside the pod. They don't get destroyed, they don't take damage that much. You can do it. You can just ride it and press F, and that will be. If you are new to using the gyrocopter, do not use the last version of the engine that you have. This thing is super fast. You can't use any of the lower ones because these things are actually like slower. They make the gyrocopter a little bit more stable, let's say. But well, if you're using this one, you can reach up to 220 kilometers per hour, and with the right setup, which is 4 of this. Yeah, because these actually can store 400 liters of petrol. But the canisters can only have like 200. So inside any one of these boxes, you can have 5 Omni Petromaxes and 5 canisters. When you use the Petromax, because it uses higher quality materials for making, you can have literally double the amount of petrol that you have. And by just watch the video that I made about the gyro. Like, you can actually, like, get the speed to very, very high amounts. With the right, let's say, cycle. Like, you press W, you stop. You press W, you stop. You press W, you stop. That's a whole new thing about this, but this is amazing. Like, literally, at the end of the game, you don't even need to use the ship that much. Like, let me tell you that much. And about this and the jet ski at the same time, whenever your character is overweight, you move slower, and also you consume more electricity for moving. Even if you press shift for running while you're over encumbered, let's say, you will use even double almost the electricity. But the thing is, if you have even 3 tons of material on you, the moment you get on a vehicle, your weight does not affect the speed of the object. So for example, you're in Lazarus, they added a new area to the game. Just get your full setup, fly, for example, where do you want to go? For example, here. Yeah, just get your thing, fly here, scrap everything, put it like somewhere. When you want to come back to your ship, just grab all of the material inside of you, because there is no limitation of how much you can actually carry inside your inventory. You can basically scrap the whole building and then put them inside of you and just fly to your ship instead of taking your ship there. Like with a gyrocopter, you can get there like 4 times faster. Yeah, the only problem is that you're not gonna have electricity, but we can actually solve that too by, yes, make 2 typhoon worth, like 2 typhoon enough of this. Add all parts to the queue. Just make all of the things that exist inside of this. And after that, yes, when you have all of the stuff that you need for the typhoon, you can either like carrying on yourself or carry them inside the container and then set it up there. And okay, you have problems with, let's say, fuel. You know, like there is this little fella. Yes, this thing. The portable petrol refinery. You can make a petrol refinery and just carry it with yourself wherever you go. And, well, you can even refuel your ship wherever you go, so you can come back if you're not carrying like any kind of Omni petrol or something. Or you can even take a like portable electric generator. Yeah, like you can do whatever you want, but my best setup is like 2 typhoons and one of these inside your gyro or your jet ski, and you're fine. You're gonna have fun. You can do all of the missions and just do whatever you can. The same like speed as your ship. The next things, like from here on, we're gonna be talking about like general tips and tricks. At night time, for example, there's eels that will actually try to attack you from inside the water. Eels hate light. So for example, if you don't want to have any eels coming up your ship, you can set up some lightings up and around your ship, so you will never get them to actually touch you on top of here. Or you can also, from your skills, you can actually make this one. I like this one. This is the only good one. Yeah, just make one of the eclipses, and if you just do yes, like this, you can just fry them. You don't need weapons to attack the eels, let's say. And yes, I use T for doing this because I never turn off Eclipse when I'm not recording. I only turn it off when I'm recording because it has lighter reflection. That's it. Next, let's go to your sonar scanner. This is your best friend. Like after patch 2.5.3, they added the sonar and a lot of underwater scanning, let's say, scannables under the building. So whenever you're going to a new location like this, instead of parking your ship like next to the location, park the ship towards that area. If you can see things on this radar which will show themselves as positive plus let's say marks, that means there is some stuff under the seafloor or under the location that you're at, so you can actually find the secrets. I never tell where the secrets are in my tips and tricks video, because that's one of the points of discovery and exploration. Like, it's fun in this game, but use this. Instead of going blindly around and actually like looking for everything, just do that. Also, about your drone, I don't recommend this one, but as for new players. But if you're an explorer, if you're a mid-maxer, you want to get everything that exists in the game and just know all the locations and so on, these drones are actually pretty good. You can use them to, let's say, for example, just going around looking at the objects, and you can also use the physics of the drone to actually push stuff around. For example, there's a memory very high up. You don't want to like spend time and go on top of that place and bring it back. You can ride the drone and like head first, like start smashing yourself towards that thing. You can drop it down to the water and just go pick it up from the water. There's also the ability of making the drone have like different filters. You can use the filters for taking very nice pictures, let's say. Pecco terminal is an absolutely garbage thing. You don't need it. Unless you're into the lore of the game, I would suggest going into your log data and actually like having a look at these little things. Yeah, you can learn a lot more about like the entirety of the game, about secret locations, about what happened, where happened, and why some things happened. Boy, I'm still missing one of the dial attempts. I need to pick that phone up more often. After 200 hours, I'm still missing one with 10%. Anyway, and about like the generally, there's a lot of ship builds out there. I find it inefficient to produce petrol to diesel like on your ship with a distiller. I prefer this. This is better. This is just better. Less hassle, more power, and less electricity consumption. I'd rather have more electricity than more petrol. Okay, I hardly ever go to the refinery these days because we are not traveling that much. Like, after they gave the gyro, like literally you can just use petrol sometimes, use diesel sometimes, petrol, diesel, petrol, diesel. And I am now currently looking for a way to actually like carry let's say fuel from station to station. So if I can make it, I'll let you guys know about it, so we never actually have to go back to that place ever again. But well, it is almost impossible. Try to repair your ship at all costs, because when your ship sinks, you're done. You're done. Always have 2 save files in general. Number 1 was when this game was released, it was I always said it because the game crashed a lot, but these days I say it most because whenever there's an update, there's anything else, your game files might get corrupted. So it is a better idea to actually have more than 1 or 2, let's say, things. Yeah, that's how you fry them, by the way. You just look at them with the light. It's better to have minimum, let's say, 2 save files, or you're gonna lose it. And, well, if you crash, well, there goes like 20-30 minutes of your gameplay. For the laser thingies, there is laser robot buys, there is the robo sharks and everything else. One of the things, one of the only usages for these little things, let me do one thing like this. Enemies cannot penetrate objects that do not have HP. So for example, if you have one of these, and for example you hold it like this against the laser enemy, this will act as a shield. Yeah, this will act as a shield, so you don't actually need to like go into hiding. You can just draw your gun, like do this. Yeah. You can literally do that. Or you can like make makeshift, let's say, barrages or barricades on your ship, for example. Like you always like go towards enemy vessels or enemy areas like from this side. You can potentially make, let's say, this kind of barrier. This never falls off, by the way, by the enemy attack. Maybe by enemy movement it can, but you can basically use this to go here and this and do like this and go back, reload your gun and so on. And what good this is, when you hide inside a ship, the ship actually takes damage, and so you can do this as a way of, let's say, making the ship take less damage. There is also another way of, I don't recommend it, but if you build the stuff all around your ship, like inside here, like at this side, you can basically stop the ship from taking damage from enemy gun points, let's say at least, because, well, with certain, let's say, methodologies as such, you can basically like cover this area whole with boxes, and you will not take any damage. It looks messy, so I didn't do it. When I'm recording like videos, people say that, man, your ship build gives me anxiety, and well, it has to, because I don't care about it that much. If you have a problem with your ship going under these areas, and if you want your ship to have more stable kind of speed during like your sea travels, use these little thingies. These are ship stabilizers. They just reduce this rocking animation that your ship has. It helps you regain some fuel. I don't use it because you can ask for my life, but not my electricity. Okay, this thing uses 8 kilowatt-hour of electricity. That is one. Yeah, this thing produces 8 kilowatt. That thing uses 8 kilowatt. So I never use them. But if you use even one of them, maximum 3 is the most stable. You don't need more than 3. But if you have one, and if you turn it on and then you moor your ship here, you will not get stuck. Especially if you have stuff like this at the side of your ship. You can also build in the bottom of your ship, kinda, but I don't recommend it either. Like, it causes some flippening at times. Yeah, so, don't do it. Stay safe, okay? And, what else? One second. Actually, you know what? Like, I don't want to tell you more tips on this anymore. Because these were actually, some of them were, I told a couple of them in the previous videos too, but the gyroopter and in general, like the details that I told you, to be efficient is to be beautiful for some people. So if efficiency does matter to you more than the beauty of your ship, like having as many batteries as you could is a very good thing to do. Like, especially, like, look, you can have them there, you can have them up here, you can have them on here, you can basically have a lot of it. But well, it all goes back to you. Do you want to have a messy ship, or do you want to have a beautiful ship that is less efficient? That's on you. And, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys have been enjoying the new patch or the game as much as I did. And in general, the game has been much better than before. There are several new crashes and so on in the game, but it's all okay. We are used to it at this point. But if you have like experienced players who watch this and said like, yeah, I knew all of these, like I don't need to watch this video, well, let me know in the comment section what you think is a good tip to give to the new players. Let's help the other new members of the Last Caretaker community to learn more. I'll pin your comments, the one that gets most of the likes after a while. But anyways, thanks for watching. If you have any questions about the game, feel free to ask in the comment section. I answer all of the comments. And, as always, if it's night time, let me give you one last one. If you have power problems, weather conditions do not allow getting a lot of power these days from these. So, if you have a lot of resources in your ship, start building typhoons. I don't like them. I don't like them because they use let's say materials for rebuilding and maintenance. But if you have power problems here, that is because of the weather condition. Your ship is not using more, you are gaining less. That's the thing. And it's snowing. I can't bear it. Like 90% of the time now it's like no sun around here. Help. Anyways, if it's that time, I hope you still play babies. And if it's that time, I hope your typhoons last forever and they never break. I hope they bug out. Yeah, like repairing those things is very expensive.